Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing today? This is DeJounte with Peep this W.O.M, or shall I say Peep this word of mouth. We wouldn't be here if you didn't spread it by word of mouth. How you doing today, fellas?
What's up?
All right.
What's up?
Yo,
I got you too. I got you then. Be careful. Bring it on, man. Bring it in. Bring it in.
How y'all doing today? How y'all doing today?
Good. How y'all?
My man looking nice and dapper, son. And we got the memo. It's all watch gang today, baby. It's all watch gang.
I forgot the Iron Man joint, so I'm back to square one.
It's all right, man.
The start of smartwatch.
That joint's fire still. That joint's fire still. But how y'all been? How y'all been?
Good, man.
How's the week going for y'all? Starting it off right out the line.
I just created some new Peep this W.O.M sneakers.
I saw. I'm jealous.
They looking pretty good. We'll see about mass production soon, but not quite yet because we're ironing stuff out.
Can have you like test driven them yet? Like
that's a good question.
They feel very comfortable.
Now, when I say test driven, I mean on the basketball court, bro. Like have you?
Nah.
Them joints look like some dunks.
You can play basketball in them, but
they for style.
Yeah, they for more style.
Dang, son, we got to get the athletic version.
No, we got to.
You want to get the Peep this W.O.M yoga pants?
Yes, I can stretch, baby.
You try to get the Peep.
Sun up till the sun down.
Yeah.
Try to get the Peep this W.O.M socks?
Yeah.
So what about you,
What about you, man?
I'm good. What you call? I went and saw Dungeons and Dragons this weekend.
Yo, how was that? How was that?
It's actually a good movie. It's well over 2 hours. Just so y'all know, it's well over 2 hours. It's actually pretty funny too. Okay. It's a good movie. I will just say that I wish I wasn't as tired when I went to go see it.
You missed out like on a lot of details and stuff like that?
Nah, like I played Dungeons and Dragons video games before. I tell you right now, there's a whole bunch of stuff. You're not gonna know what this and this and this and this is, but you're gonna know like, all right, they're going here to get this to try to save this. Movie continues.
So how did that affect you when you watched it? Like, as opposed to like being alert and there in the presence, like you being tired, like.
Listen, I fell asleep for like. I fell asleep for like a good 3-5 minutes. I'm tired, you know.
You sure it was 3-5 minutes? You should have missed like half an hour.
Nah. That did happen. Half an hour. Actually, that did happen to me like 2 months ago when I was in the movie theater. I went to go see 65. And I was like, I'm passing out. I woke up like halfway through the movie. I finished it. It was done. I'm like, that's it?
Yo, we went to go see a movie. This man was not.
Yo, which one was this?
It was Wakanda Forever.
Oh,
you fell asleep on the first time.
Yo, he not invited to the cookout.
No, but we saw it at midnight though.
It makes sense.
I had a long day that day today. That day, it was a double day. It was a double day. I remember.
Don't listen to them. DeJounte was like, "Yo, female Black Panther." Nah, bro, I'm falling asleep. That's what he said.
Chill. I don't.
He said, "Sure," more like "sure not."
I don't co-sign that. I don't co-sign that at all.
I heard you was like Wakanda, kind of.
What kind of movie is this?
The movie is this?
Oh man, you know I had to call up Dr. Umar.
But he saw it again. He said it was fire, right?
No, it was fire.
Yo, he said I'd rather go home and see the White Tiger movie.
You're wild. But yo,
how about you though? How's yours?
My weekend has been good. It's been more so boring. There's a lot of like working, studying, reading up, organizing. I got to learn how to skin and fillet catfish for the first time.
Oh, cool. That's a good skill.
I cooked it with some panko crumbs. You tried those before. So I seasoned up right. It was pretty good, you know. Definitely working on some merch too. Was able to get the final one for Efficient. So, you know, we will be rocking that real soon.
Oh yeah, real soon.
Let's see how y'all like that, you know. But yeah, that's about it for me. I got to finish up a really good series on Amazon by one of my favorite directors now. He's getting more and more better. Childish Gambino, Donald Glover, came out with a new Amazon original series, Swarm, that talks about a serial female killer. And it's all in... Huh?
You don't hear about those a lot.
Yeah. A black female. No, everybody.
Like killing men?
Everybody could get it.
Everybody.
It's a very good series. I reference it over to Maciah. He's already, I think, episode 3 in.
Episode 3.
If we speaking on recommendations, let me get one in real quick.
Get it in.
I love the show You. I love it so much.
It's creepy.
I'm still surprised he can't get caught. Like,
He's been. Well, I don't want to spoil anything for season 4.
We saw.
Oh, you saw season 4?
Yeah.
There's a second half.
3. 4 didn't come out yet.
It did.
4 came out.
It came out in 2 parts.
I thought 3 was 2 parts.
No, 4 is 2 parts.
4 is 2 parts.
The latest one. Then I'm up to date. I'm still saw the 2 parts.
So you finished?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
I love how, well, not I don't love, but like, it was crazy to me how when the first part of season 4 came out, everybody's like, oh, I don't like the new season. It's got all these new characters I don't like about it. This is boring. And I said, give it time, wait.
Because he's building it up.
Because what happens is that the first half of season 4 is basically all to set the foundation for what happens in the second half, where you figure out what the real story really is.
Yeah.
You know, it's basically like a few episodes of like a Scooby-Doo situation, all to bring it back to, but it's still about Joe.
Yeah. Some really good twists and turns, too, as well. Yeah.
I love that show.
Yeah.
Don't judge me on it. In fact, do whatever you say. Judge me in the comments.
Yes.
You know, do you guys mind if I take 1 second just to do? Bro. So
1 second.
1 second. 2 seconds.
You got
Maybe
10.
3. 10?
10.
All right.
Make it quick.
No. I just want to give a personal spotlight.
Yes.
Right, to my mom, Yvonne J. Meredith. April 8th is when she passed away from COVID. This is about since 2020, so 3 years now. And I was at the gravesite, and I put the flowers there, and I had the balloons, and I had a moment where the balloons that stayed around me, it was like a little circling before they went up. And it just gave me a chance to remember that we need to remember the small things. Remember the time that we have together here. Mm-hmm. And she showed me a lot in life. Yeah, I might talk about good things and bad things, but she was a really great mom. And I just want to give her credit, because without her, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. Even the man that I am today, you know what I mean? So I just want to take the time. I know I've given her a spotlight before, but every time that anniversary comes, it reminds me of how great she was. So, Mom, you know, if you hear me, I don't know how heaven is, if there's even a heaven. Hopefully there is, but hopefully you're resting. And one day we'll pass across in the other life. Love you, darling.
Blessings.
Yeah. So, bro, what's who got the quote for the day?
So yes, we got the quote of the day is going to be delivered by none other. Wise guy.
I thought it was gonna be delivered by Efficient.
No, it's gonna be delivered by you.
We just gonna skip the fact that he's not here.
We're just gonna put you.
Well, he's on vacation.
Thank you.
Hold on. I thought in the original itinerary it was you.
No, it is me. I'm just messing. I'm messing.
Okay.
I'm messing. Now you
You had me good. You had me fooled. That's some good acting right there, bro.
Don't worry about it. Listen, I'm a thespian. Hire me for all your film needs.
You heard that? He is a lesbian.
What the heck? Our producer just turned around. He's like, "What?
Isn't that what you just said?
We're gonna have to. We're gonna
like Drake, right?
We're gonna.
Oh, man.
21. Can you do something for me?
Copyright. Copyright already.
All for fear of use.
Man. All right, so get into a more serious part. The quote of the day is, being cynical is a sign of intelligence. Yeonmi Park. So, I was watching Flagrant 2 podcast. Yeonmi Park is she's a public speaker, but she basically talks about her time as a North Korean citizen and a North Korean defectee.
I think you mentioned her before.
I've seen her. She's a regular now, right? From time to time.
On a show, no. But she has like her own book. You've probably seen her on Joe Rogan as well.
I saw the clips.
Yes.
Maybe that's what it was.
But when I was watching it, I thought what she said really stuck out to me, because when she said being cynical is a sign of intelligence. Now, maybe some small narcissistic part of my mind wrote it down like, yes, I know, I'm intelligent. You know, but in all seriousness, it made me think that being cynical is a sign of intelligence. Is that because being cynical and being doubtful is a sign of realizing that you shouldn't be so gullible? Or is it just a sign that you realize just flat trust of everything is usually like not the good thing to be doing? You know, too many people are gullible in this world.
Define that for the audience and define it for myself too as well, please. Because I think I know the definition, but maybe I'm a little rusty. Define to me, what is cynical?
So the definition of cynical. Cynical, by definition, adjective, believing that people are motivated purely by self-interest, distrustful of human sincerity or integrity. And another definition is concerned only with one's own self-interest and typically disregarding accepted or proven. Typically disregarding accepted or appropriate standards in order to achieve them anyways. So the point being is just, I'm a cynical person. Y'all know that. I really do. Yeah. I've told y'all, I really do be believing that people they have their own self-interest in mind. And just flat belief in what somebody says, especially on social media, I think is one of the biggest things that we suffer from as society nowadays. What do you guys think? Being cynical is a sign of intelligence.
Go ahead, bro. No, you go. No, you gotta come back.
Got it. No.
All right, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna select Big Sexy over here.
So, like when I heard the quote at first, I was just like, when you think about it, that's what everyone has a level of. I don't think people do things for others as they say it.
They're not altruistic.
There's a little bit of self in that. You know what I mean? And then I thought about it, and my mind started racking. I was like, yo, this quote is actually factual. A lot of leaders are cynical.
I mean, when you look at the political landscape, let's be real. At the end of the day, their intention, most of them, if not all of them, isn't really to help people. It's in their own self-interest. But at the same time, you got people caping hard body for political allegiances, left and right. They think that these people in Capitol Hill and wherever when Obama was president, they thought Obama was going to come down from the heavens and emancipate everybody, and everybody was going to get their reparations. How long ago was that? 10 years? 10 plus years almost? What about you, man? What about you, DeJounte?
I think I do agree to a certain extent. To a certain extent, I would say I would agree with that. People do have their self-interest, their selfish motives and things of that nature, but I think, too, at the same time that people do genuinely want to help, do genuinely want to uplift people, do genuinely want to see that someone does better. Like, it's funny you brought that up because I thought of a certain situation, like a relationship, and it was like, when I really thought about the relationship, in introspective, I was like, well, I thought you were genuinely helping me to become a better person. And then more and more you see that it was more for that person's pride. It was more for that person's ego. I never forget when I used to do construction down in Florida. I used to live in Florida, and I was trying to pick up a little bit of a trade of welding. And I noticed right off the bat. By the way, construction is probably one of the most toxic working environments
I heard there's a lot of drug use
ever working, huh?
I heard there's a lot of drug use in
drug use. There's convicts there. I've never felt so much more of an animosity to want to, I don't know if I want to say this, but like end somebody.
I'm sure there's a lot of
amplify. Like people will egg you on, like, and people will do certain things, and you're like whoa, wow. Like you have to be on your P's and Q's, like, because people have like blades and knives.
Do you think that you were really cynical when you was working there? Like about the people around you?
Yeah, I was. Because when going back to the story, I'm trying to tie it back. When I was trying to pick up the weld, I was like, pick this little pointer up, and then I asked the older head this, and then as soon as I asked that, it was just like, oh, yo, what the F you doing? Like I'm supposed to be this only person's pupil, student. But I do believe to a certain degree and extent, yes, it's a balance. I feel like, yes, you do. Being cynical is also being intelligent because you also have to be aware of the schemas that people operate in, and we also act out of our own self-interest too. But I think there should be a slight divide when it's like, all right, I'm genuinely doing this out of the goodness of my heart because I genuinely want to see you learn and grow. Like sometimes there'll be some youths at the gym because I do part-time training at my gym, and I'll see a kid there, he's hitting the bag, and I'll just step over and give him a few tips and pointers. I'm not trying to do it to like own this kid or this girl or whatever. I mean, like, it's me that, it's like, if I can impart this knowledge onto you and it makes you a better person, then why not? What's the point and use of that knowledge? So I feel like, yes, when we were born and we came into this world, we had that innocence, that altruistic thing, and then it got warped and we got, what's the word, corrupted in a sense. But I think as we revert back to those younger days, I think we learn to just tap back into that innocence. But I do feel, yes, you have to have a certain level and degree of cynicalism to you. So yes, I do agree with you on that point. But I can also see it on the other flip side too.
I was going to ask you guys, when do you think being cynical is beneficial?
Dang, every time I walk out into the street, to be completely honest, I mean, call it my skin color, call it my experience.
That's where you're going to?
That's simply put, that's simply put being called street smarts. And then after a certain level of degree, you use your street smarts and you're able to figure out, and you, like Wise Guy, you're a very good judge of character, right? He said that plenty times before. Once you can see beyond the facade and stuff and you can, read a person, then you see like, all right, is this person really doing that out of pure self-motivation? Ideally, they'll show you who they are.
What do you guys think the lack of, I mean, I don't want to beat this dead horse too long because we got a lot of interesting things to get to.
Yeah.
But what do you guys think the lack, this is my opinion, the lack of cynicism comes from? Like, I'll just put it straight out there. I think, keeping it strictly in the black community, I think there is a very big gap of cynicism in our community in terms of being able to see who has our best interests and who really doesn't, because there are so many people in the community and outside the community that truly don't, but we cape for them. Like, listen, go back and watch my talk when I was talking about Colin Kaepernick and Ben & Jerry's ice cream. I would still like that Ben & Jerry's ice cream sponsorship, but Cap, come on. Nothing but Cap.
So you brought this up to attack the black community.
If that's how you want to take it, if that's how you want to take it, that's fine. I'll play the villain. But
play the villain.
Play the villain, yeah. Politicians, rappers, actors, athletes, they ain't there the dude selling dope down the block from you. We look up to them, but we don't look at them through a cynical lens enough. I'm not saying that's because we're not intelligent, but it's like, why are we so gullible?
I think it's just because we're so tied into like the aspect of hope, like the hope for better. So when someone presents something to us and it looks so beautiful and nice and shiny,
like these wonderful flowers that were put here for us,
we jump at the first chance at it. We don't question it. We don't. Just like we was talking about the other day with Forex, remember?
Yo, what's good with all the Forex people? Yo, get in the comments. Who the Forex people?
Forex scandal 2021.
Yo, come on, come Forex, yo, come talk. We want to talk to y'all. Yeah. We want to interview y'all.
When someone really trying to press you that hard again in something like right off the bat,
with the cynicism,
that's a big red flag right there.
We needed the cynicism there.
I was like, someone irked me in my spirit. I was like, no, brother, no Forex for me.
You know what irks my spirit?
What? Say
that people don't like something. That's good. Like, subscribe, and
I get you that.
That's what irks me. So like, comment, and share.
You know what breaks my heart? When people
Peep this one, PEPTIHISWOM. Sorry, my brain's a little tongue-tied. And then on top of that, we on Instagram, same spelling. TikTok, same spelling. YouTube, where you see this?
Same spelling?
Same spelling.
That's all.
All right, my brother, I'm sorry to cut you.
Oh, no, I mean, I was going to say what really breaks my heart is when you don't turn on the notifications because, when I want to message you, I want to talk to you about some things.
Privately DM.
No, don't put me. No, do not.
And you know what he likes?
He's always offering appetizers.
No, I'm not.
To all.
No, I am not.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, man.
This guy.
No, but.
You know what's good when our producer's laughing, man.
Oh, man.
But, I mean, to wrap it all up with a nice fancy bow, I just think that regardless of if cynicism is, what's up?
No, continue. Actually, you know what? I do want to interject. What would you say would be your solution, I feel like, and what do you think is the most best and appropriate time to teach, the youth them, like, to be cynical or be a person that question things right off the bat? Do you think we should tell them to stop believing in, like, the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus? You think we should start from there?
I mean,
that's where the gullibleness starts, right?
What? You know what? Caution out the window. Why not? Don't teach your kids about Santa Claus. Don't teach them about the Easter Bunny. Don't teach them about.
Wow! I'll enjoy that one. That's all you.
Well, don't teach them about cult.
I don't agree with that one either. Strike two. Listen, if it hits
technically it is, though.
Listen, if it is strike three. hold on. Technically, if it hit strike 3, we won't see Wise God Peace as well. You'll probably see him crucified by the
part of the cult. You already know.
Listen. What is it? The difference between a is how many followers they have. Just say it, but at the same time, but to answer your question, in all seriousness,
I have a question. Now I have another question. It just came into my. Isn't culture a cult?
Yeah.
The root word is cult. So you're still part of a cult.
Yeah, we all
don't we all want to be a part of something?
I want to be a part of a rich cult.
What would you do to be a part of that rich cult?
I would like and subscribe to this one.
My man on fire today. Maciah's on fire today.
All right, screw it.
No. Not to give it a negative connotation, but people, when they think of cult, they give a negative connotation to it. A cult is not necessarily a bad thing. Everything has its polar opposites. It could be used for good. It could be utilized for evil.
That's true.
Subscribe to our.
Yes. Peep this one. Chill.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah.
Listen, we need more black cults, man. Black people don't have enough cults except for.
I'm gonna need you to censor that out.
You're about to censor a bunch of stuff today. You know what?
We can't talk about
cults. Censor the whole episode because of this guy.
We're flying off the tongue, dog, today.
Oh, man.
Can we go to the social?
You know what's crazy? Because I'm thinking about when you put this on an ad now, they're gonna be like, cults, this, that. Oh,
don't join cults. They're bad.
Oh, man, this is too funny.
That means leave society and live in the woods.
Sometimes you have to have a good laugh.
Don't be cynical. Don't be cynical about anything. Believe everything the government teaches you.
I'm sorry, but do you still have that thought still to wrap up what you were saying? Because I remember I interjected.
Oh, all I was really going to say is that just ask yourself, is this legitimate? Like, that's all you really need to do to start off. Just like ask yourself, does this sound true? Does this sound believable? And when's the last time you ever asked yourself that? I mean, I scroll and I see things on social media all the time, and I'm like, is that true? Let me fact check. Come to find out, nope. That's all it takes.
Sometimes you got fact check.
12 seconds.
You know what's crazy about that? I looked up a quote today. It said, I don't know verbatim, but it was supposedly, they said it was from out of the Diary of Anne Frank, where she said, people don't give you flowers when you're alive because it's out of regret and not gratitude, something like that. And they were like, yeah, it was from this person. And I looked it up.
They ain't even from them.
It wasn't even from the book. I was like, oh, good thing I looked it up. I was about to use it in my quotes and quote the person. I was like, damn, you got to look at this thing 2-3 times.
See, lack of cynicism will have you believing that Santa Claus bought you presents when your parents worked hours and hours to pay for them.
Bust their ass.
You know, but that's about it. You know, I just wanted to. You know.
Well, dang, now I got. Go ahead.
So shout out to the Forex people.
I was watching on Instagram, doing a little scrolling, watching some videos, and this video came across about Will Smith talking about the 5 people and the 5 friends and the 5. And I was like, all right, this is a little interesting because I can relate 100%. I agree 100%. So let's look and watch.
Look at your last 5 text messages. Are those people feeding your flames or dousing your fire? Put your phone down for just a second and look around. Look to the people around you. Are those people throwing logs on your fire or are they pissing on it? The people that you spend time with are going to make or break your dreams. Everybody don't deserve to be around you. You got to defend your light with your light.
That got cut abruptly.
Yeah, okay. So it finishes
Chris
by
Rock came
saying,
for revenge.
You gotta defend your light with your life. So when I saw this video, this is so true. Like the people you keep around you, other people say birds of a feather does not flock together, but they actually really do.
You are the people you keep.
Like you are that 6 degrees, that people that you have in your circle really defines you. And you won't be better or worse if you don't know when to let go or when to say, all right, I need to, build my friends up with me, So I was looking at my phone, I was like, all right, 5 messages. I was like, wow, 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5 didn't make it?
Really?
No, 4 out of 5 did make it.
Okay.
Okay.
Right? Then I looked around the people that I hang out with. I see why last year I cut a lot of people off. People thought I was being mean and selfish. I don't need empty relationships right now. If you're not helping me grow in whatever area, or I'm helping you grow, or we can have fun together, or whatever our dynamics is, then it doesn't even make sense.
I have a question. Doesn't it kind of already define itself for you? Like, if you feel like it's not that kind of a relationship, it already defines itself. No. Like, oh, like, yo, we just hang every out and there now. We're just acquaintances.
No, people sometimes stick it out and they don't know when to stop. Like, a lot of people, like, there's people where right now, let's say you're a painter. I don't want to say let's say. You're a painter. How many of the 5 closest people is going to support you?
It was only a few.
I can challenge that, but continue.
Go ahead. Challenge it first, and then
go ahead.
I can challenge it from my own personal experience because I'm a musician. I love music. Music is literally a part of me. I share that knowledge about me with everybody, but I also have to realize that most people don't consume music in that fashion to be able to support me the way that I would like. Now, to challenge myself...
I was going to say, please do.
To challenge myself, usually all I have to do is just support by listening, even if they cared about me, they would. But a part of it is still accepting the fact that sometimes people just aren't in the same world that you are, and they're just not going to do that, and you can't help that.
I'm sorry, I'm challenging all of that.
Go right ahead.
But you want to go? Go ahead first.
Because I think, Wise Guy, you made a point about that. You said, like, your friends are this, and then your supporters are this, your fans are this. Like,
yeah, there's a difference between
there's a difference between all of them and stuff like that. So I remember he quoted that like a while back.
I would have to question, why is these people around you? Like, for real, like, no, because you could keep them as acquaintances, but if these are your friends and they can't even support whatever your dream is, because if the shoe was on the other foot, wouldn't you be supporting them?
I don't call them friends.
Huh?
I don't call them friends.
What?
I don't.
Wait. The people that you're around, you don't call friends. So, but this is more than Go ahead.
I'm a friend to them more than they're a friend to me, and that's just a reality of life.
So it's one-sided.
That's how it is for a lot of people. Like, I mean, just going on the fact, like, the 5 people. How many of the people in your phone in general are just more one-sided friendships? You know?
Yeah, but I don't call them friends.
I've said this before, I can be a better friend of most people than they can be a friend to me. Because to be a friend to me has a certain level of requirements. We talked about this, for years.
I have podcasts about it.
So you don't think that there's an issue with that then? If you're more of a friend to them than they are to you?
I think there's a level of acceptance that you have to come to in life when you realize that most of the people that you have any sort of positive or negative relationship with are just, it is what it is. Trying to expect more out of it is not really going to do you much good. And this is me coming from my own experience.
Right.
You know, having talks with myself and other people trying to understand these things.
So what would be the list of expectation then that you would hold them to?
The easiest thing that I can say for me is when I need you,
right,
you are willing to support or willing to sacrifice to support. It's not about necessarily what I want, but when I need you, I want a lot of things.
No.
You know,
keep going. I'm listening.
It's like there's a lot of things that I want from my friends, but I try to meet them where they are. It's like, okay, I gotta be real. Most of my friends, they're gonna do the bare minimum, like real family.
All right, so you say meet them at your, and I want you to continue. But why would you want to meet if you're on top of a ladder, going on to the next part? You're meeting somebody at the bottom of it. You understand what I'm saying?
I think because
that's not beneficial for you.
It may not be beneficial for me, but there are some times where I've learned that even if I don't have the best relationship with people 80% of the time, there are those 20% do make a difference sometimes. Not necessarily enough to tip it in their favor, but they do have value. Do I want to stick around for that value? That's for you to decide individually. But also, too, how I rationalize it in my head is that I can usually learn something. There's always that opportunity that does come around where it's like, I think like so many different ways, but they think in a way that doesn't rock with me. But there's always that situation where the way that they think is actually beneficial to me.
That's true.
And it's like, it's learning from them. You know, maybe it's using them.
Yeah, but I also
we all
think
use
when
each
you're
other.
learning from somebody, they don't necessarily have to get that title, friend or danger, or
We just
be
chill.
homie, acquaintances. The problem I have is when people have their circles and they don't realize that their very circles is hindering them. You see what I'm saying? Like, I even down to the girl I might be talking to or am talking to, right? I had to sometimes take a step back and be like, wait a minute. Are you liking my stuff? Are you commenting? You may not want to comment, but a like don't hurt nothing.
You sound very intelligent right now with
Right?
all that cynicism.
No,
but on some realness, on some realness, on some
a
realness.
like doesn't hurt anything, right?
Word of the day.
A lot of times we have these, how can I say, we let a lot of things slide from people that we shouldn't, and you keep people around longer than they need to be. Like, I remember in the Bible, what is it, Ecclesiastes is talking about there is a season for everything in life under the sun. Time to live, a time to die. Why do we extend people's seasons sometimes? Like, why do you know, after a while you gotta be like, I need some sunshine.
It could be just faith. It could be just hope. Like
Hope they change?
Hope that they change. Hope that people can grow. Hope that people can evolve. You know, I think we always, because I feel like if it was on the other side, then we would hope that that would be extended to us as well. So maybe that could be in part of to it.
There's also an aspect of
Extending grace?
Extending grace, yeah, in a sense, you know.
There's two things I'll touch on. There's one, there's an aspect of no harm, no foul. I mean, I've got plenty of people in my life where they don't really bring much to me, but they don't like take away anything. So it's sort of just like, you know,
I hear you.
if it's not doing anything, if it's not providing, but it's not taking away. So it's like, whatever.
Yeah, so they're not outing your flame, but they're not igniting anymore.
Yeah, they're just, you know, just people around the fire. And then there's other people where, dang, I'm almost losing my train of thought. But never mind, skip me.
Go back to you.
No, so I would just say that listening to him, I took that very serious. I'm glad I saw this again. He did this like maybe a year or two ago or maybe a couple years ago. And I went through my phone and I just started knocking out people. Or I'm like, all right, if I really not talking to you, I haven't talked to you in a year, you really don't really matter much in my life.
But then what about people that, because this does happen a lot with men, what about the people that you know where you rarely talk to them, but when y'all talk, it's just like, and like yesterday, what about them?
That's true.
But how long is that go for you? For
Indefinitely.
No, for me, I don't have where I don't talk to somebody more than a couple months.
There's people
For years?
There's people that I'm good friends with I haven't spoken to in years, but then again, that is not applicable to everyone. You know, certain people you can have that pick up and go relationship. I told you, I showed you the guy the other day.
Right.
He's one of my brethren out there in Montana. He's a wilderness type kind of a guy. He's camping and stuff.
Liver King?
Kind of, in a sense. And he goes hunting and all that. I haven't spoken to this dude in like almost 4 or 3 years. Okay. And then we got back in touch again, and it was just like everything was like how it was back then. So I guess it's levels to certain things in varying degrees. But
the difference is he's fanning your flame, though.
Is he?
Right.
He's fanning my flame? What you mean? Or like adding to the flame?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Making it.
Yes, he has a really good energy about him and stuff like that. So, and then we share that in common. I like hiking. I like outdoorsy kind of a thing. So anytime we talk, it's always good vibration. I feel the energy is good.
I'm more like, for me, it's not adding anything to me. Like, I'm over the meaningless relationships. It's either now in my phone, there's some kind of business that we're doing. We could be homies where occasionally we'll go hang out, and stuff. Then I have my friend, my brethrens, few sistrins, and then other people like church people and different things that they might need me at a time and stuff like that. I don't have nobody that we were once like cool in there. Like, I don't have DYC in my phone. That's just I don't want to mention names.
I don't either,
but you see what I'm saying? Like,
I know.
Sometimes it's cool to just let things go.
Yeah.
I think you know, even though I'm challenging you, I do agree with you. It is something that I do struggle with just because maybe I just want friends, but you know, sometimes you just...
Maybe but then need again, a hug.
Yeah, that too. You know, I've seen the comments.
In the lower region. I'm sorry. Don't do it.
Sorry. Do you want to get free hugs? Don't you got the Peep this month free hug shirt?
Yeah.
When are you going to get those out?
When we reach 1,000 subscribers, then...
Isn't that coming soon?
That's very soon.
That's coming real soon.
You know, but I don't disagree with anything that you're saying. I do think that we need to normalize, this is me talking to myself too, normalize learning when to end relationships and just accepting the fact that we've had our run together, it was good or bad or whatever what it was, and move on. You know, it's not easy to do and nobody really ever teaches you how to do it, but it's something that I think it's a lesson that we always have to learn.
Typically, don't we just ghost?
I've been ghosted, that's not the best thing.
Or you like that closure?
You'd be surprised. It's like, I mean, really far shot in the dark. Like, imagine if, you know, you never knew if somebody really lived or died and you can't find out. It's not completely related. It's like, but you want to know.
I'm just saying, I don't know. That's mostly how it goes. Like,
Yeah,
you just stop talking.
Oh, well, that's different. That's just like fading away.
Okay.
That's fading out.
Yeah.
You want to know if people live or die. Sometimes it's like, oh.
Sometimes I don't need to know my business.
Yeah, it's like, oh, word.
My dude, cold-blooded.
Word, I'm sorry.
Listen, God be with you. Like,
cold-blooded.
Health and everything, man.
So let me ask you a question now.
Yeah.
After talking about the social media topic, right?
You gonna talk about Chris Rock?
Oh, man. No.
The rebuttal.
But we're going to talk about the topic of the night. Right? So what was the topic of the night, Wise? Let's talk about it.
That was an interesting transition.
Yeah.
I'll call it a layup. I won't give it the the dunk, but I give it the layup.
You don't gotta dunk it.
I get at a 6 out of 10.
Or 4.
Get at 6 out of 10 on the scorecard. But the topic of the night. So basically, I was watching videos on social media like you, and there was a good amount of discussion about, I'll just call it out, about fat phobia and about the difference between men and women when it comes to being overweight. And you know, we got our group chat, so I had to propose this question to us, and then I want to ask it to you guys as well in the comments and the viewers. But for you guys, you're going to answer it for them. If fat is beautiful, why don't fat women pursue fat men? We can substitute overweight or whatever that makes you feel comfortable, but my main point that I'm trying to get across is, why don't overweight women usually pursue overweight men?
Listen, you ever seen two stomachs rub together? You ever seen what? Or you was holding this in, wasn't you? Listen, when you gotta lift up a leg and it's like 68 pounds just to reach. When you gotta push. I'm just saying,
I'm not getting canceled for you, bro.
It's not a cancel. Fat people don't always want to date other fat people.
And why is that?
I just told you. When you see two stomachs rolling, dog, you want to go on a... Listen, you ever been to a split splash and the waves start going? Yo, you want two waves going? What is that, a tidal wave? You don't want that, bro.
Leave me out this. Leave me out this.
How is this? No,
it's not getting me canceled, bro. No, I'm not going down with you.
Big people tend to like the opposite. You want a smaller person, whatever it is. All jokes aside, you want a smaller person, right? And sometimes you're just attracted to what you're attracted to, right?
So then I still ask the question, why do you think we don't see a lot of overweight women going after overweight men?
Because I don't know what it is.
Preference.
Do you see how society... And I'm a big guy, so I'm going to talk on it. Do you see how society praises the big woman, but for the big man?
Big is beautiful.
Yeah, it's not beautiful for men, though.
Yeah.
You're forced to lose. The way, like, I'm on this journey and working hard, not because, yes, I want to be healthy.
Trying to get the girls.
No, that's not a problem, though.
No, he said that's not a problem.
Thank God, this guy can vouch for me. We be out all the time. But
still can without it.
It took me, you know how much other things I had to enhance because I was fat?
Confidence, the way that
confidence,
you talk, dress,
personality,
mouthpiece.
humor, know how to talk to women, know how, okay, and then after that, work my way up so I can buy something that you can be like, oh, coming out of that. Or even though I have a Honda Civic, but I'm just saying, it's a good Honda Civic.
A good Honda Civic.
It's beautiful. No, but no, you work yourself up, you work hard, you do all these things because you're trying to make yourself presentable to what society deems. But for women, big is beautiful. BBW. We don't have a BBM. Do you hear it? Yo, BBMs, yo, where my BBM? No, it's BBWs.
That is true.
It's SBBWs.
You can change.
What is
narrative.
SBBW?
Super
Big bone woman?
No, or sexy big bone woman.
You can change the narrative of that.
We could, but what I need to do like a fat people unite. No, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. No, men is always looked at, no, you have to have a certain look, a certain build. We're just now getting comfortable again with dad bods in the modern social media. Dad bods has been around for a while, but
there's a name for it now.
You're now seeing, okay, dad bods, but I don't see nobody 450 pounds on GQ as man of the year.
You got a point.
Somebody else said the floor. I'm just dropping mics right now.
That other guy was on GQ, I believe. I forgot his name. The
Caitlyn
actor.
Jenner? No, sorry.
Nah.
That's a woman. Sorry.
Who's the one that played Baraka, whatever his name?
Baraka?
Not Baraka.
Baraka? You're talking about Mortal Kombat.
No, not Baraka. The one from the ape tribe in in Wakanda. Umbaku.
Nah, but that's different.
But
Umbaku's
he's muscular.
Yeah, that's
different.
That's
He's
like
muscular and fat too.
Yeah, but that's like if you
you're fat shaming. I can't believe you, bro. We cool to be cool. And you out here fat shaming the men.
Everyone.
He didn't like Wakanda Forever. Remember that?
Yo, you out here. You told me you like Lizzo music, but you can't even support me and my music. Wow. I tell you, man.
I'll say
I'm just getting jumped here on camera.
All I said is you don't like Wakanda Forever. That's all I said.
I know.
No,
but I think that you do have a point. I mean, even just take it from the beginning. Like, who is the number one, more than likely the number one person that in all the fiction that most people around the world, most men around the world look to for fitness? Goku.
Oh, I was going to say Superman.
I was going to say Hugh Jackman.
And who do he play? A superhero. Goku, a superhero. Superman, a superhero.
I see what you're saying.
So even from young, men are sort of taught to, I don't want to say taught, but men are, where it's presented to us that this is the type of way to be attractive and attainable, to be fit in that manner, to be good looking. You know, if we're not these things, we're not as attractive. Even we've said off camera, you know, you could have like I don't think there's a big enough preference for big guys, but I know that there's a bigger preference for big girls than there is for big guys, and I'm willing to die on that hill.
Didn't you say off camera that it's because the winters are cold?
I did not say that. Yeah, you trying to comfort everybody right now. He don't want to go down by himself, so he's trying to take us with him.
I'm not going down. I didn't say anything wrong.
I think realistically for the whole, you know, BBW movement and like, you know, the big woman, the proud big woman, I think it's more so they think it's an attraction, but I feel like that attraction is more short term. Like for men, it's more for a fetish. And fetish, usually they diminish pretty fast. It's, you know, like if you really look at long-term relationships, like dudes actually prefer women who are fit and who are shaped, taking care of their body. Now, they don't necessarily have to look like the ideal thin model, whatever, but if she's keeping it, you know, good and tight and stuff like that, it's not an issue. But it like what you said, it is defined as being unhealthy. And unhealthy is not attractive, you know, in that sense. But I'm saying to each his own, everyone. I'm not saying that I'm being like, oh, yeah, I'm against, like, whatever floats your boat, you feel me? So, me, I'm just an athletic person. I like athletic women.
Do you guys think that there's gender inequality in the media, in the dating world, when it comes to overweight people? Like, do you think there's gender equality for overweight men? Gender inequality against overweight men as opposed to overweight women in the dating world.
Yeah, and that's part of the double standards. And you know what's crazy? Men accept double standards. Women challenge double standards a lot.
Is that our fault then?
Huh?
Is that our fault then?
As men?
That we don't challenge double standards as much?
Yeah.
No, because...
Or is it because when we do, we get crowned as misogynist?
No, as men, you tend to just deal with solutions. So if you put yourself in a bubble, you like, yo, listen, this is what the world sees. I'm going to work and fix and find myself in whatever position. When I see men, they don't complain so much about a lot of things in life. When I say complain, I'm not talking about the everyday hustles and struggles, but if they're broke, you know, they try to deal with it.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Right? If they're rich, you know, they try to get richer. If you work 40,000, if you're working $40,000 job, right, and you're comfortable and stuff, you're not trying to always strive to do anything that's way above your means. So if you're put into this box, like, all right, listen, I'm big, I know my limitations, I'm gonna try, right? I'm gonna try. I still holler at these girls. I'm gonna get rejected, whatever, but I'm coming right back here. You're not seeing the biggest guys always trying to holler at the supermodels, like how the biggest women think they deserve the supermodel guy. You know what I mean? So,
I will say that, and I'm spitballing here, but I think it's true. I think that if an overweight male celebrity tried to holler at a fit and attractive female celebrity and got rejected, people would be like, what did he expect? But if an overweight female celebrity tried to holler at, let's say, Daniel Day Kim, Hugh Jackman, Morris Chestnut,
Henry Cavill,
and they turned her down, they would be seen as fat phobic.
that's true.
But the fat man, because we can say fat men apparently. The fat man who got turned down, he just had to eat that.
No pun intended.
I didn't even think of that.
You set it up so good.
I didn't mean that. No compliment. I didn't mean
Be
it.
like that.
My dad was fat. Eventually. He used to be like me, then he got that. But in all seriousness, it's just that, why is it that it's okay? I do think that it's, okay, all cards on the table, there's a market for overweight. Because women buy the most products and women are the most shoppers, there's a market to sell stuff to women, and there's a faction of women that tend to be overweight. So if you say to them, hey, it's okay, we accept things for you too. You can be whatever body size that you want. Everything that you do is beautiful and good. As I was taught, as I heard, women fall in love with what they hear, men fall in love with what they see.
So you think it's more so from the consumer mindset, it's what's really pushing the narrative, right? To be like, whatever y'all say go, we'll accept it and we'll implement it. Is that what you're saying?
As long as businesses can make $1 off of it, they will tell you whatever. They will tell you that this is beautiful, fat is beautiful, big is beautiful. I'm going to personally say right here and right now, my spectrum of attractiveness is actually wider than most. I'll take skinnier and I'll take bigger. I'm fine with that because I know what works for me. So I'm free enough to say that, hey.
So you're rainbow.
Yeah. You know, Rainbow Coalition all day, baby. You know, give me that Rainbow Coalition shirt. You know, catch me at Pride Parade. But in all seriousness.
Hey.
We don't co-sign. I'm kidding.
Pride 2023. Why not? I got no pride. But in all seriousness, it's just, I don't feel like it's fair that it's okay for, let's be real. Like if you go on any dating website or any dating application as a bigger guy, and I'm not big, I've never been big, I don't know that experience per se for personal experience, but I can say without a shadow of a doubt, if you're a bigger guy on a dating website, the likelihood of you getting swiped, you better have the best catch in your profile. You better have the funniest profile description or bio. You better be like in your profile, I have $200K salary a year. You'll get mass swipes.
Well, look at what you're gonna be attracting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
Society just plays that role. And as men, we just gotta do better. If you want, either we change our perspectives on what we want, or you get what you can. So Woman.
But why is it okay?
Hey, that's part of life, man.
Why is it acceptable for? Sorry, you want to go?
I think for the fellas out there, I mean, I say this with ultimate sincerity and genuineness. Just love yourself first. Love your body. Love the skin that you're in. Because guess what? We don't hear that as often as, you know, the ladies do. We don't hear that often.
You don't get told that much.
We don't. There's been times, I'm not going to lie, this guy knows, I fluctuate in weight. I've been dang near 168 because I put myself through hell to. 168? Nah, not for my body type. That's
we around the same height.
I'm 6 foot though.
I'm an inch shorter.
Yeah,
sadly.
Yeah, but I've been to 230, 240. I'm developing titties. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been fat shamed by guy friends too. They be like, "Oh, you getting breasts and stuff like that." Like, but
I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh at you.
Despite the fact that I had the jigglies in the front, I was like, I still love and embrace myself. You know, I'm still a handsome guy. You know I'll work towards bringing it down, but I still love myself at this state right now. I think we got to say that more to ourselves. We got to reverberate that back to ourselves more because we don't hear that often,
That is true.
We always got to hold ourselves like, if I'm not this, then I'm not going to get love. Or I'm like, nah, man, just love yourself as is, man. Still work on yourself.
Still you got the hands. You know, you still got the hands.
Yeah, so. a little bit. That's why I have to get back, you know, get the muscle memory going again.
I just feel like, I just wish it was equal, you know. I mean, I can't tell you, what this is weird, but I find it interesting how even, pad commercials, you know? I've seen pad commercials now, and it's interesting to see, like, you know, now they have, instead of just having, like, you know, pretty women or whatever, they have women of all shapes and sizes. They even put a bigger black female in the front, you know, I guess to showcase that, I guess, the pad is good enough for big women, too. But my point being,
why does it have to be a black woman?
I thought it was cool, representation, you know.
Okay, all right.
You know, capitalism. But I said that, and I'm like, I've never seen any commercial with a bigger guy being in the front and being the focus of the commercial. I've never seen that unless it was like a medication commercial.
Oh, like Cialis?
Or like, you know, Ozempic or some shit. I'm in here trying to cape for big,
bro.
My man on fire today.
I'm in here trying to cape for big men, and he out here undermining me.
I'm the one big advocate.
Big sexy.
Go ahead.
You know, but in all seriousness, I guess on my end, I just want to wrap it up by saying, you know, look at, like, just try to pay attention to the double standards. Like, let's be real.
Exactly. Be aware of it.
Be aware of it. That's all I can ask.
Or we just embrace it, man. Double standards. Women can get into the club from their young age. Don't have to pay. We gotta pay.
Are you just saying that because you don't like bigger women?
Huh?
Are you just saying that accept it because you don't like bigger women and you don't want to have to accept it?
But I date all. Okay. Big and small. I
just
go all through.
Had to ask.
All through the spectrum.
Only one thing he hasn't had yet. He hasn't conquered midgets.
I don't think you can't say that.
We gotta blurt that out. We gotta blurt that out. No, seriously.
Small people.
No, you really gotta blurt that one out. You really gotta blurt that one out.
People, small people. No, all good. It's all good.
I ain't taking me down with you.
We understand.
We ain't taking me out with you.
Yeah, but yeah, I date across the spectrum. Big, small, just.
No, speak your piece. Speak your piece.
I was gonna say we just have to embrace in life, in this world that we live in. Since I became an adult, I realized how double standards is. Instead of us, a lot of times I see the people complain, especially more on the woman side, but they have a lot of benefits when it comes to that. Like, I've seen Gillette make a commercial when they're supposed to be shaving for men, being a commercial for women, right?
Yeah.
These things, and nothing's wrong with that, but certain things been handed to them. So when guys will do certain things, let us embrace that double standard too. We got some good double standards that work in our way.
Double standards? Throw some my way.
Listen. Okay.
We can look it up right now.
No, I'm gonna say this. I'm just choosing my words wisely. As a man get older, he can go and date younger.
True.
Much easier than a woman can go and date younger. I'm not saying it's impossible. Women can do it, but I've seen 50, 60, like the people that I associate as my mentor, he's 64 years old, right?
Like a 20, 30-year-old?
and he has 4, 5, 20-something year olds, right? He worked hard. He's rich. Yeah, he's what? I think his estimation is like 56 million. So he's rich. You see what I'm saying? And I see him do that. I've seen with women, yeah, a 50-year-old getting a 25-year-old, but can they keep that? No, after a while, that young man going somewhere. But that old man can keep that girl for a minute. She waiting for that. Nah, I'm just let me stop. That insurance money, but I'm gonna stop.
Hey, keep it real.
It still is a given that he has to still have the prerequisites still.
But that's a double standard, though. Like right now, even if you were broke, right now, you can be able to get, you know, if you wanted to date down a couple years, you could do it if you wanted to. If you wanted to right now, you could date up too. You have that freedom. Girls, a lot of women, after they reach a certain age, don't got that kind of freedom.
That swing.
Yeah, they can't date down. They can't really date down. They gotta date up. You know what I mean? That's like another double standard. Men with children. Can get a woman without children.
That is true. That is true.
A woman with children.
If you're a single dad and you hardworking with a kid,
you know how hard that is. Not everyone is gonna take. Oh, I got 4. This one girl told me she got 4 kids, and I was like, "What you want me to do with that?" I wasn't trying to play her. More power to her, but I don't have any children, and I'm still young enough that I can
have your own.
Go here. I can go here. For a man, I can have children at 7. Look at what's his name?
Sebi?
Nick
Is it Rod? No, what's his name? Larry King. Larry King was in his, I think, 70s when he had that last child before. Yeah. So you can have a child at any age. You know what I mean? So there's some double standards that work in our favor. The only thing I don't like is when we have these conversations and we want to challenge, it's a problem. That's why I say I don't even want to challenge sometime. I just accept it and know that if this is going to be in my favor, work with the ones that's going to be in my favor.
Nothing wrong with that.
What about you guys before we close?
I'm good. You go.
He's like, I'm good.
Listen, here I am trying to cape for you, and you like, nah, let me rock. You know, I'm trying to bag shorties when I'm like 60 years old.
It be like that sometimes.
Facts, though. I know plenty of people that, women especially, some of them don't necessarily want to stick by feminism. They want to benefit from female privilege. Yeah. And hey, I ain't mad at that. At least you know what time it is.
Well, yeah. What's wrong if a girl says, you know what, I'm gonna date this rich man. I know that dating him, I might have to cook, I might have to clean my. But
it's transactionary. What's wrong with that?
You understand?
There's stipulations that's gonna come with it, unless he's gonna be the type that's like, yeah, you know, you could walk all over my back type joint. There's dudes like that too.
But that's for later. That's simping and pimping.
Nah, I hear you.
They're like, yeah, honey, you can slap me.
You can slap me.
We got time for the last one, or you want to?
Nah, let's save that for the next, man. So what do you have to say for the people? This was a quirky, fun,
kind of
interesting, wild, little all over the place, but very entertaining episode.
Don't cancel us.
Yes, please don't cancel us. Guys, ladies, fellas, gentlemen, gentlewomen, all of y'all, we appreciate each and every single one of y'all. Sorry, I got tongue-tied. I just want to leave a piece of advice with you today, a little quote that you can simmer on down with, and that is, love yourself so that you may know how to live with self-respect. Self-respect is the highest form of self-love. That's all I got to share with you today, guys. This is DeJounte. Throw it over to my man Maciah right here.
You know what? I have a little bit of advice. Hey, you big men.
Let's go.
Learn some jokes. Work on your personality. Get that acne off your face. You know?
Drink some water.
Work on your stroke game. Times it by seconds. You don't understand what I'm talking about. You know what I mean. So, no, but all jokes aside, no, work on yourself, be a better person, understand that double standards are real, and hey, embrace them. Because the world ain't going to change, so you either adapt with the world, or the world's going to move on and leave you behind. Hi, my name is Maciah. This is Peep, this W.O.M. Will you join me?